Hello and welcome to today's video. And the topic for today, do you have these 9 essential sales skills? Now, I know for some of you watching this, you're probably thinking, who cares? I'm not a salesperson anyway. I can't even stand the thought of being a salesperson. I hate the idea of being a salesperson. Fine, I accept that. However, if you're running a business, then you need to have some sales or you haven't got a business, right? And to be quite frank with you, quite a lot of us are salespeople and we don't even realize it. My point today and my hope and my mission today is to get you to think about 9 things that if you haven't got them, then you should chase them and get them. Because if you can have these 9 sales skills, right, a couple of things will happen. First, you will get bigger and more sales. And if you can get bigger and more sales, it doesn't matter what your business is, it's going to do well, right? Secondly, with these sales skills, you'll have more enjoyment with it, okay? Not just the financial rewards, but the very fact of building relationships with people. And thirdly, if you've got these 9 sales skills, I can tell you right now, there'll be a lot less stress in your sales conversations, in your business, and in your life in general. That's a pretty big ask, right? I'm going to try and give it to you today. My name is Peter Beckenham, the village marketer, and as always, talking to you from my little Thai village way up near the Cambodian border, where it's stinking hot and stinking wet and wild, unbelievable weather. Let me just acknowledge a couple of people. Pearl, thank you for joining. Good to see you too. Thank you very much. Nabil Maki from Lebanon. Perfect weather conditions in the Mediterranean. Good on you, Nabil. Thanks for joining. Paul, good to see you too. Paul Baltus. Wayne Harmsworth, nice to see you, mate. Thank you. I'm glad you got your eyes open, okay, because it's late in Australia. Paul Baltus, good to see you too, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Anyway, I better get started. I'll come back to the others in a minute. Thank you all. I appreciate you sharing your time with me. The first thing, the first sales skill, okay, check whether you've got this, and that is the ability to get prospects to talk about their challenges with you, okay? In other words, do you have the ability to dig deep with your potential customer, to really dig deep and to get them to really open up with you? And in such doing that, they may come into the discussion with you, into your discovery call or a strategy session or a sales conversation, whatever you want to call it, right? They may come into that with certain things in their head about what problems they may have. But by you questioning them closely, okay, they may all of a sudden come up with a completely different scenario, a completely different challenge that they never thought about before. If you can do that, if you can dig deep with your prospect and get them to get true clarity and total honesty with themselves, then I can tell you the world is your oyster when it comes to making money, okay? Because you will be able to add so much value to people. They will want you to take care of them. They will be asking you how to solve these problems. You won't be selling anything. You are simply helping and serving. So if you've got the ability and the skill to really dig deep, and you've got the questioning skills to open people up like peeling an onion, right? If you can do that, that's a brilliant skill to have. The second thing is to be perceived as real. I mean, I can remember showing my age here, 73, by the way. I can remember in the early 1980s, right, which is now nearly 40 years ago. That's scary, right? I can remember in the early 80s, I was in the life insurance business and I was sent to the United States. Actually, I qualified to go to this thing called $1 million round table. Anyway, that's by the by. But while I was there, I remember distinctly this guy getting up, a speaker, okay? And he was a sales trainer and motivational speaker, etc. And he was talking about the fact that you need to be enthusiastic. You need to be excited. You need to have high energy, okay? You need to really impress upon people how excited you are and pleased you are to meet them. I mean, and I can remember him. He said this, act enthusiastic and you'll be enthusiastic. Act enthusiastic and you'll be enthusiastic. And he had the whole audience saying this thing, right? And they all believed it because in those days, that's what it was all about. Now, if you do that today, I mean, the prospects will think you're balmy, right? Truly balmy. The best thing for you to do, if you've got this sales skill, it's brilliant. Be you, be authentic, be real, and truly cut that crap out in terms of this high energy stuff. Don't do that, right? Number 3, appear as the expert. Be perceived by your prospect as the expert. You don't have to be a guru. What I'm saying to you is do your darn homework. That's all I'm saying. Do your homework. Know what you need to know about that person. Know what you need to know about their business. Know what you need to know about the industry and the trends in their industry, and share with them so you can be perceived as someone not just flogging some product, but someone who can add value to the conversation. Be perceived as an expert by taking the time to do the darn homework. Do the research and be the professional that you know you can be. All right? Number 4, never, ever push the prospect to buy. Please remember this. Here's another one of the 1980s specials, ABC, right? Always be closing. And you know, that's still being taught today by people, and I'm not going to mention any names, I don't want to get sued, right? But there are people, big names online today. If you just go and put into Google top sales trainers, top sales coaches, I won't be there, right? I haven't got the money to afford that sort of promotion, right? But the top sales trainers, quite a few of them are still teaching always be closing, right? Can't believe it. Can't believe they're getting away with it. Because the bottom line is that's not what it is. The idea is to help the prospect go on a buying journey, not stick things down their throat, not force them with smart sort of scripts to if this or this type option. Have a conversation with people. Truly have a conversation with people. And instead of selling anything, just listen to them, show interest, and really get them to see that you're on their team. That's what it's all about, okay? Number 5, this is one that for some people, they tend to put it aside until the last moment and then they get darn desperate. And that is, be consistently building your pipeline. Be consistently having people to talk to in the future. Be consistently having people you can qualify before you talk to them in the future. I'll give you a clue. Every single day, I still make contact with at least two people for the first time. 2 people that I add on my list as potential people I may get to talk to one day, but they're on my prospect list. And in the meantime, I will then research them to see whether in fact they are the sort of people that 1, I could do business with, 2, that they could fit with me and what I do, and 3, whether I want to talk to them anyway. But every day, the message is this, every day I find 2 people to add to my potential prospect list. My question to you is, are you doing that? If you can do that consistently, there's one thing more important than anything else is going to happen. You will never appear as desperate, right? And you will appear as desperate if you've got 1 prospect to talk to, just 1, because you're hoping like mad that person's going to buy from you, right? And when you've got that inside you, there's no way you can help them buy. You're going to be trying to sell them. So the message is consistently be building your prospect base, okay? Next one, dialogue, not monologue. Now, what I mean by this is you obviously know, and everyone knows, when you first meet with somebody, right, the idea is to have a conversation and you ask questions to get to understand the people, to build rapport, to establish where their problem is, etc., etc. Most people know that. But most salespeople then fall off the log when it comes to their presentation. Because when it comes to the presentation, all of a sudden, it's boom, a monologue. They've forgotten about the engagement. They've forgotten about the conversation. They're wrapped up in their presentation. That is exactly the time when you need to be having engagement. That is exactly the time when you need to be dialoguing, not monologuing. All right? If you are not doing that in your presentation now, change it, because I can tell you, you're missing out. If you're not sure, then you ought to get someone to watch you and give you feedback as to what you're doing. Because if you are having any point in your total sales conversation, when you're talking for any more than 60 seconds at a time without the prospect saying anything, you're talking too much. It's a monologue. All right. Next one. Know the value of the upside. What I mean by this is, I'm nearly there. What I mean by this is, with your prospect, get them to do some work for you in the conversation. In other words, get them to work out what would be the value to them of solving their particular bottom line problem, whatever it may be. Once you've done your questioning and you peel the onion back and you've finally got to the real honest truth of what their challenge is. Not the first thing they came into the conversation with, but peel down. Remember, I took you through that before. Once you've done that and you've come to the real challenge of them, ask them if they could solve that problem, what difference would it make to them? What difference would it make to their bottom line? What difference would it make to their business? What difference would it make to their family? And if it's possible, put a dollar value on it. I mean, for example, in my case, I provide sales skills coaching, right? And if I could say to someone, look, I'll give you an example here, Wayne Harmsworth. Thanks for the example, Wayne. Wayne, if I could show you how to double your sales, right? What difference would it make to your bottom line? Okay? And get a dollar value from it. Because the idea is then you'll see what impact you can have on Wayne, right? And at the same time, you know what the value of your offer is in terms of pricing, okay? And so you'll be able to put your offer in front of Wayne in a way that says, look, if it's going to make a difference of $100,000 a year, if I gave you an option where you could purchase something that's going to cost you $5,000 a year to make $100,000, would that be a good deal? Of course it is, right? So that's what it's all about. Okay. So know the upside value of your client. Next one, second last one. Never ever fight objections. And I know people who've been in sales for some time realize that, but you can still fight them by not even encouraging them. I want you to go the next step. I want you to truly encourage people to share their objections with you. When they share their objections with you, right, they are simply letting you in more and more to what they're really thinking. It's all part of the conversation. It's all part of you building the know, like, trust, and respect factor with them. And the objections are simply their way of sharing with you they need to understand more. Or you have not given enough value to them yet. That's another thing, all right? So, huge distinction. Please make sure that whatever you do, you help your prospect with their objections. And you can say to them something like, I'll give you another example. Let's take Paul Baltus. Paul, help me understand. You mentioned to me that this is a problem because of X, Y, and Z. Tell me a little bit more so I really get to understand what you're on about. Okay? That's how you handle the objection. Ask more questions to show real interest, to show real understanding, to show empathy, and to show compassionate belief in them. All right? And finally, number 9, discuss next steps. Whatever you do, if you haven't completely solved the situation, you haven't provided them with a solution to the situation, you need to speak to them again. Whatever you do, you don't say, look, I'll contact you next week and we'll arrange a time to follow up. Don't do that. What you need to do is fix that time right then and there. The day, the time, the place, the location, everything, right then and there before they go. And then what you do is you confirm with them prior to that this is still taking place. Very important. Get it on their calendar. Don't leave it in the lap of the gods, because as soon as they've left the conversation, the world carries on and they've got all 101 other things to do just like you, and they probably forget. Or it's no longer the excitement it was when they were with you, when you generated all sorts of wonderful things for them to consider. Nail it down. All right? There you go. That's my 9. If you've got those 9 skills, then you are a super, super potential salesperson. If you don't have those 9 skills, you need to work on them. Because once you've got them, and you weren't born with them, by the way, once you've got them, as I said before, you'll get bigger sales, you'll get more sales, you'll get much greater enjoyment, and be quite frank, a lot less stress. My call to action for today, and thank you for sharing your time with me as always. My call to action is very simple. I have a Facebook group called Your Next Level. if you would be interested in taking yourself to the next level and your business to the next level, then come and check me out. Your Next Level is the Facebook group, and if all you need to do is answer the 3 questions, okay, and then I will personally introduce you to the group. If you don't answer the questions, I'm not going to admit you to the group, because I want you to be part of the community. I don't want a lurker. I don't want people not getting involved. Okay, so answer the 3 questions, get involved with us, and get yourself to the next level. There you go. That's my message for today. All the very best from Thailand, and hopefully I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.